But the little shithouse ran away. He left the arena before I could even get him in the ring. Little crazy fucking turd. Where is he at? He's a parcel, that guy. Mate, that guy's a parcel.
What was talking about choking me out? I'm choking myself here now, getting excited. But, you know, I've watched the guy get choked out, and he's talking about, you know, it's not good. He needs to have a reality check and realise who he's talking to. And he's calling me on in a boxing match in a professional capacity. Different world, different sport. Listen, there's levels to the game, mate. Have a look over the shoulder. It's not your level. It's not your level. It's not your...
Darren Till did not take to social media. He did not post a cryptic message on X. He did not upload a YouTube video calling somebody out from the comfort of his home. Instead, he did something that instantly got the boxing world talking. He walked straight up to Carl Froch in person. No cameras.
I don't know, I think, Darren's got some anger issues, I think. He just wants to fight everybody. I don't think he even wants the money, he just wants to fight people. Let him at him.
No filters. No carefully crafted tweets. Just Darren Till standing face to face with one of Britain's most accomplished fighters and demanding answers. The confrontation quickly became heated. Security had to step in and physically separate the two men as tensions rose. Till looked ready to settle the disagreement there and then.
In there and bash up somebody who can't fight in the boxing ring like Darren Till. He might be decent in the MMA world, I don't know. I mean, I've seen him been choked out and KO'd a few times, so I don't know how good he is, so I'm not having a go. But in the boxing ring, I thought I'd need at least a month in the gym. So I turned it down, and I should have probably took it, to be honest, because I think I'd have only needed a couple of rounds of shadow boxing to deal with Darren Till. He's not a fighter, he's not a boxer. It's not happening, I'm not fighting, this ain't a call out. Don't any idiots coming back saying, calling out Darren Till.
Making it crystal clear that his issue with Froch was not manufactured for clicks or attention. But what happened next shocked many fans. After being confronted directly, Carl Froch sat down for interviews and dismissed the entire situation as if it was nothing. He compared the potential fight to little more than a couple of rounds of shadow boxing. That is a remarkable...
Carl Froch, and we know very well what Carl Froch is, Liv. I'm a realist, Googan. Carl Froch is one of the best British fighters we've ever produced. He's a fucking animal. He's an animal. He was just behind Calzaghe and shit like that. He's an animal, and he is an hard cunt. But that don't mean anything. I will fight that motherfucking big nose cunt any day of the week. Don't get it twisted with me. We've got real beef. He wanted me on a show this week. I legged him. Like, it could happen if he wants to fight. I do believe he's still...
Remarkable level of confidence or disrespect, depending on how you look at it. Because Darren Till is not some random influencer looking for a payday. He is a professional fighter with years of elite-level experience. Yet Froch brushed him aside, as though the challenge barely deserved consideration. For Till, that reaction only added fuel to the fire. The former UFC star has repeatedly...
If we don't fight in the ring, when I see him, we're going to fight. Because I'll grow off and smash all his teeth out. I will.
This is what we're living with.
This is what we're living with. It's gone too far.
Yeah.
It's gone too far. Because he said to me, I'm going to come there Saturday night and batter you. I'll be waiting for you, I said, Mr. Froch. Leave it till Tommy's fight's out the way. And I was looking around. The minute Tommy's fight was announced, I was looking around for him. I thought, okay, let's have it on. Because I've been in that many fights in my life. I've been punched in the head 1,000 times in my life.
You don't want to get nicked. It's not, it's not the right example we set.
It's not the right example, but what, you can't look like a pussy, can you? Because that's not what I am.
No.
Listen, Carl will land the big cobra right on me to knock me cold out. But I'll tell you what, you won't have to look for me to do it. You know, if I get tucked down, hands up, and getting close, keep chopping away, I'm a big...
spoken about his respect for Carl Froch and what he accomplished during his legendary boxing career. Froch's victories, his world titles, and his unforgettable nights in front of massive crowds have earned him a permanent place among Britain's boxing greats. But respect only goes so far. According to Till, once personal issues enter the equation, past achievements become irrelevant.
Rather than retaliating and hate on somebody, this man really does have mental health issues, it's evident to see. And rather than just go back and forward with him and yada yada yada, saying he's deluded and all that, I'm just going to pray for him and I'm going to ask God to help.
He believes Froch made the wrong choice. Instead of accepting a fight with a younger active combat athlete in Darren Till, Froch became involved in discussions surrounding John Fury. And that decision has left Till frustrated. He has made it clear that he would fight Carl Froch any day of the week and sees no reason why the matchup should not happen. Many people within boxing understand exactly why Till feels that way. Even promoter Eddie Hearn.
He gets upset and starts getting silly and starts saying, "Listen, I'll fight you." Starts calling me out. So just so we're clear, I didn't call John Fury out, and I've got no intentions of fighting John Fury. But like he said, if it makes business sense, so if something stupid could happen, so for him, he wants to get paid. For me, I'd like to just set the
has expressed interest in the matchup. Hearn knows Carl Froch extremely well. He understands the mentality that carried Froch through wars against elite opponents throughout his career. More importantly, he understands that Darren Till is not somebody who can simply be dismissed. Unlike many crossover fights that are built around social media fame, Till brings legitimate...
And everybody knows Froch is a tough guy. And if Froch turns up, even though he's an old man now, he's nearly as old as me. No, he's not. He's quite younger than me, actually, Carl Froch. I'm 63. Anyway, but, you know, listen, even Carl Froch, at the age that he is at, would still be enough for John Fury.
Fighting credentials to the table. He is dangerous. He is experienced. And he genuinely wants the fight. That is why Hearn believes the matchup has real intrigue. Meanwhile, the entire John Fury situation continues to create headlines. Things have become so chaotic that even Tyson Fury appears to be distancing himself from the drama. Tyson has always been one of his father's biggest supporters. Throughout his career,
she's a fighter to the core, so is John Fury. Listen, it's fun, it's banter, it's entertainment. Carl said to me afterwards, hey, it's all good fun, isn't it?
If they fought, who would win?
I mean, I don't think I would go against Carl Froch ever anyway.
Okay.
In a normal fight. I mean, obviously it's a long time since he's retired, but Carl Froch is a very, very, very top fighter.
That switch up there as well.
And John Fury's a big guy, right? And
John Fury has been a constant presence in his corner and a vocal defender of the Fury name. Yet recently, Tyson seemed reluctant to fully back his father's actions. Instead of aggressively defending him, Tyson suggested he would pray for him. That may sound harmless on the surface, but many fans interpreted it differently. Rather than a ringing endorsement, it sounded like Tyson acknowledging that the situation had spiraled beyond reason.
Father behaved like that at a press conference, I would put him straight and tell him, it's embarrassing and it can't be happening, mate. It's a really bad look for boxing. I'm actually surprised it's been allowed to go on and happen in a place where they're at, to be honest.
The division within the Fury camp has become increasingly obvious, and Darren Till is watching every bit of it unfold. What makes the story even more fascinating is Carl Froch's own attitude toward fighting John Fury. Despite all the insults and confrontations, Froch has repeatedly stated that he does not particularly want to punch a nearly 60-year-old man in the face. Whether fans agree with him or not, many see that as a sign of professionalism. Froch appears to understand the reality.
This fight might actually get made if John doesn't vanish like he did last time. So John, listen up and listen closely, because I want you to get this into your thick fucking skull. This has been going on for too long now. I saw you punching a Perspex picture on the wall the other day. Walls don't hit back. You're a fucking bully. Started on Carl Frampton, started on Steve Bunce. You headbutted the smallest man in the room at the USIC press conference. Listen, I'm ready to fight. You've called it on. I'm answering. I'm ready for you. Sign the fucking contract or shut
of the situation. John Fury is no longer a young fighter. Yet somehow, John Fury chose this path over facing Darren Till, a younger, active, and highly capable fighter. That decision has left many observers scratching their heads. Former world champion Duke McKenzie certainly seems puzzled. McKenzie has been among the most outspoken critics of the entire situation. And when he talks about Carl Froch,
and he knows how to shout houses down and make threats and swear and all the rest of it, because he creates chaos wherever he goes. And for whatever the reason, the public...
He speaks from a place of genuine respect. This is the same Carl Froch who knocked out George Groves in front of 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium. The same Carl Froch who built a reputation as one of the toughest fighters of his generation. McKenzie believes that kind of fighting mentality never completely disappears. The competitive fire remains. The power remains. The instincts remain. Which raises an...
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
Obvious question. If John Fury was willing to call out Carl Froch, why was he unwilling to pursue a fight with Darren Till? Many fans continue asking exactly the same thing. Veteran broadcaster Adam Smith has also weighed in. Known for his balanced and measured opinions, Smith rarely dives into sensational narratives. Yet even...
Dan will just do anything to drum something up. I think he just wants the Froch fight. I think Froch just called him a little bit on YouTube. But, you know, I think Carl got uncomfortable there. Darren's a fucking lunatic, so last thing he wants, Darren Till jumping out the ring to you, fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So it's the last thing I'd want anyway. So fucking I think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, you know, Darren Till in front of him screaming, shouting and spitting.
Even he struggled to envision a scenario where John Fury would be favored against Carl Froch. The difference in high-level boxing experience is simply enormous. Froch spent years competing against world champions. John Fury did not. And then there is Darren Till. Unlike John Fury, Till remains an active competitor with recent fighting experience. He has shared cages and rings with elite athletes throughout.
You can see I'm fucking ready to go, mate. It took 20 fucking men to hold me. It took fucking 20 men to hold me back. When I hear fucking word, I'll push them super like bitch right your fucking ass. Get me fucking paid now, be here. Here, look here. I don't give a fuck.
At his career. The contrast is impossible to ignore. Tony Bellew has been another major voice in the debate. Bellew is not somebody who frightens easily. He fought David Haye. He fought Alexander Usyk. He competed at the highest level and built a reputation for honesty. So when Bellew criticizes John Fury's behavior and describes it as embarrassing for boxing, people tend to listen. His comments carry weight because they come from somebody who has experienced...
And then there's Froch, who's been paid to fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day of the week.
Genuine pressure and genuine conflict inside the ropes. Bellew believes the constant chaos is becoming a distraction. And in his view, Darren Till deserved a more serious response than he received. Carl Froch eventually delivered one of the most memorable lines of the entire saga. "Sign the contract or shut up." 6 simple words. But they resonated throughout the boxing community. Froch argued that John Fury talks endlessly about fighting yet struggles when actual contracts appear. It was a direct challenge, and one that many fans felt exposed the heart of the issue. Talk is cheap. Fights require signatures. And according to Froch, that has always been the stumbling block. Duke McKenzie summed up John Fury's public persona with one word: chaos. It is difficult to argue. Whether at press conferences, interviews, or public appearances, controversy seems to follow him everywhere. The problem is that chaos alone does not create meaningful fights. Darren Till attempted to transform all the noise into an actual contest. Instead, the conversation shifted elsewhere. Promoter Eddie Hearn understands why the drama attracts attention. Controversy sells. Arguments generate headlines. Fans tune in to watch conflict unfold. But even Hearn recognizes the difference between entertainment and a genuine sporting challenge. John Fury versus Carl Froch is entertainment. Darren Till versus John Fury felt like a real fight. Those are not necessarily the same thing. Former world champion Liam Smith also questioned the situation. Smith has spent years competing against elite opponents and understands how fighters behave when confronted with genuine danger. His assessment suggested that John Fury appeared uncomfortable when faced with the possibility of fighting Darren Till. Whether that perception is fair or not remains open to debate. But it reflects what many observers have been thinking. The image of John Fury needing multiple people to restrain him at various events has become part of boxing folklore. Stories circulate about huge groups of people attempting to calm him down during heated conflict.
I just don't think he does. I don't think he has the experience. I don't think he's had the time to become that. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's super fit. But he's not a world class. He's not a world class fighter, in my opinion.
Confrontations. Yet, despite all the energy and aggression, the fight Darren Till wanted never materialized. That contradiction has not gone unnoticed. Dave Allen added another layer to the discussion. Allen has shared the ring with serious punchers throughout his career and understands what separates elite fighters from enthusiastic amateurs. His verdict was straightforward. John Fury is not a world-class fighter. That does not mean he lacks courage. It does not mean he lacks personality. But boxing ability is measured by results and accomplishments. On that scale, Carl Froch and Darren Till occupy a different level. Dominic Ingle.
I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2. Because the way that John...
One of Britain's most respected trainers offered perhaps the harshest assessment of all. His opinion was simple. Carl Froch beats John Fury. End of discussion. No complicated breakdown. No lengthy explanation. Just a direct prediction from somebody who has spent decades developing elite fighters. Which brings us back to Darren Till. Because throughout this entire saga, he remains the central figure who never got the opportunity he wanted. He confronted Carl Froch in person. He demanded answers. He openly pushed for a fight. And yet, the focus shifted elsewhere. Till believes there is only one explanation. He believes John Fury looked at the risks involved and decided the challenge was too dangerous. Not because of money. Not because of scheduling.
Froch would flatten him, and then, if he took him down and he did this out in the street, and everybody's got their opinions, which is good. It keeps it alive.
Not because of contracts, but because Darren Till represents a different type of threat. He is younger. He is active. He is unpredictable. And he possesses genuine fighting experience against world-class opposition. Whether fans agree with that assessment is another matter entirely. But one thing is certain. This story has become one of the most talked about dramas in British combat sports. Carl Froch remains confident. John Fury remains controversial. Tyson Fury appears increasingly detached from the situation. And Darren Till remains convinced he was avoided. So now the question goes to the fans. Did John Fury make the right choice by focusing on Carl Froch? Or did he pass up the biggest challenge available when Darren Till stepped forward? Let us know what you think. Because whichever side of the argument you support, one thing is undeniable. This rivalry has captured the attention of the boxing world, and the debate is far from over. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for more of the biggest stories from the world of boxing.